I'm going to hang on just a moment. I'll switch over to my computer.
How's your week going?
Going well, my friend. It's hot here, of course, but it's hot a lot. It's hot a lot of places. Here we go. Let's switch to here.
It's a little toasty. I took my time on the treadmill this morning.
That's what I'm doing now. Treadmill.
Oh,
Like
look, you're alive after we spoke this afternoon.
iPhone 158 is Beth.
That's you. Hello.
Yeah.
How you
Hi.
feeling?
I'm doing okay.
Just okay. All right. I'll take okay. Sometimes you got to be okay.
Tom, while you were talking to me earlier, I was switching and I dropped out. So I apologize if you were talking and I wasn't answering.
They were talking some smack about you. Season had some nasty things to say.
But I've grown to expect that.
These these gals are driving me nuts with these hat requests.
I
Sorry, is
thought
Season in a
some of them.
pool right now?
If she's smart, she is. I think she is.
Where'd she go? Season, are you in a pool
Hope,
Why
right
is she
now?
rubbing it
Yes, she
in?
is.
Totally
hope she didn't go under.
What a with the dog. All right, it's okay now. It's okay now. Oh, gotta send a message out real quick. Then we get rolling. What did I want to cover today? Oh, active recovery. That's what we're going to talk about. Active recovery. And
Good topic.
first up, first, but can't forget it. Our protein challenge winner. Where'd she go? Heather won. Heather, I know you're on a treadmill. I'm going to make you come off mute again.
Hold on. There we go.
So Heather was one-on-one for a while, which we made a lot of progress, and she came down here, joined us. We felt like she was in a good place to just keep moving forward and she didn't want to, she was tired of talking to me one-on-one every week. So you were slightly under eating what I set for you, right?
Yeah.
Before the protein challenge.
For the protein challenge, yeah.
She upped her protein. And what day did we start that challenge? That was early May, right?
Yeah.
Early May. She was two. Can I say your numbers?
You can. It's fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
I almost slipped. She was 2028 on May 8th, and then upping her protein a month later was down to 197. By She actually upped her calories and still went down just over 5 pounds. Actually, at the end of the challenge, she was down to 195. So, like a boss, increased her calories and ended up going down. Probably because she's walking on the treadmill like a mad woman. You know what your prize is? You won more protein.
Yay!
But I know you like the first form stuff, so I'm going to send you a bottle of that or a gift card to them.
I'm running out, so I need some.
I'll send that your way. Keep it. I'm not going to do it tonight because I know a million things, but I'll do it tomorrow. Don't let me forget.
Thank you.
Dale, tell your wife to check her messages. My calendar was being crazy. He's listening, but he's not here.
All right, what is she looking for?
I sent her a message in the app. My
Okay,
calendar was being crazy, and I see I got her tomorrow at 9. Is this
8.
reschedule a little earlier or a little later in the afternoon?
She said 8.
8? I'm down for 8.
He said he can do 8 o'clock.
Perfect. Moving her now. Look at that. Problem solved. Now one less stress. Sue, let's get you involved. Sue, are you there? Before I
I'm
die
here.
stuff.
I am here.
You are here. No, wait, that's not what I want. Here we go. Oh man, I already did that. I got to share my screen on something. Since you're my hat pain in the butt.
Me, all I just asked was wanted some swag. That's all I asked for. I said please.
It's been on my list of things to do for the longest time is to get some kind of swag. And I'm picky. Now, disregard the colors when I share my screen. You want like you thinking like a performance type of one like that with a little breather?
Sure.
Black or white? Is
So-
that the
Something to run in, something to work out in, something to go get Starbucks in. I'll take whatever you give me. Something to go run Disneyland half with. Like
or
let's
like a flex fit performance like those black and white ones? And I know they have to be adjustable.
That would be better because I don't really like the mesh of a trucker hat personally.
We don't like the mesh.
Yeah.
All right. I like that this one is called the Performance Dad Hat. They told me they'll send me proofs, so we'll see. Your husband said bucket hats? Bucket hats and Bob said
Please,
no.
please do not do bucket hats. He's totally kidding. He has no input whatsoever. I do not like bucket hats. He's crazy.
Why is everyone at the pool?
I'm in swim lessons for my kids. That's what I'm doing. I'm not swimming, but
Y'all are funny. Y'all are on one tonight. Recovery, active recovery. I kind of asked this question before we started. I'll dive right in, then I'll leave time. Who does any kind of recovery right now? What's your recovery work? What's your regimen? No, you just run, workout.
Stretching, walking. I can start to swim now because the pool's open.
Stretching, walking. All right. I'll take it. Let's see if I could share again. Canva's my best friend. Presenter view. Let's see if that works. And just for you. Nope, that's not what I want. Can you see? Yeah, you can see that now. Benefits of recovery. So that's what I want to cover tonight. More mainly because you're gonna go into the challenge. I've been through the challenge with a lot of you 2 times now, and I watch you kick your butts, and I want to make sure you take time to recover through all that. So just talking about how it affects and enhances fitness performance. Boom. I made it all pretty this time. I had some time when I had a lot of coffee. So recovery definitely essential for muscle growth and overall fitness results. Helps prevent injuries, enhances athletic performance, and incorporating recovery strategies leads to improved mental clarity and focus during workout. This is one I'm guilty of where I will be like, I'm in a groove and I don't want to take a day off and I'm just feeling it, feeling it, feeling it. And then when I take time off, I'm like, damn, I wish I would have done that sooner. So super beneficial. Key benefits on why recovery, enhances the fitness journey. Obviously, muscle repair. Anybody I know that works out every single day, they have much harder time progressing. So they don't get stronger, they don't get faster. It's just they tend to beat themselves into the ground, and that's no bueno. Injury prevention, that should be a huge one for all of you. If it's not, it's a huge one for me. I want everybody to remain injury free all of the time. That is like number one goal for Mr. Tom. Proper recovery techniques can help prevent injuries and strain during exercise. So just when I give you the techniques, utilize them, please. Performance enhancement. This is one where, and also, I'll be honest, I use Canva to make these things, and Canva will help me prettify it. And where I put performance enhancement, they threw me an image and it was a bunch of needles. And I think they thought I meant a different type of performance enhancement. So I'm gonna be honest and throw that out there that I thought that was very weird and very odd that that was AI's choice when it helped me find images. But effective recovery boosts overall performance, allows for better training outcomes. When I take a day or two off, I know I come back stronger on Monday because I usually take my days off Saturday, Sunday. Yes, it is hilarious. Canva AI is going dark. AI is incredible that it helped me find all these images in half the time this used to take me when I would do these without it. But just taking that day off, 2 days off, and sometimes I'll do a week off. And, when I went on the cruise, did a week off, and it was kind of mental torture. I was like, I don't like this. I like to keep going, but I know I came back, and it might have just been more of a mental thing where I came back. I was like roaring to go, ready to go, and just on like on the hunt for the progress again. More benefits, mental focus, workout stress. If you're going hard, can definitely mess up your focus. I kind of was feeling that about 2 hours ago, where my brain was just kind of all over the place. I couldn't sleep last night. I woke up at 4:30 because I drank too much water and I had to use the restroom. And I'm like, well, I'm up. I might as well just drive to the gym and be the first one to the parking lot when they open at 5 o'clock this morning. And I was standing at the door waiting to go. And then by, 2:30, 3 o'clock, I was just okay. I got off the phone with Heather and I was like, Heather, I could take a nap right now, right after we got off. I still had 30 minutes to drive, but walked the dog, cleared my head, got some air, fresh air, and was like, okay, I feel better. Thank God it's shady, or it's cloudy in Orlando right now. Prevents overtraining. So that's when you know, being younger, it was harder 10 years ago to overtrain. Your body just recovers a lot faster. You never hear like a 22-year-old talking about overtraining, but you'll notice fatigues, performance, and you'll stop hitting PRs. More importantly, hormonal imbalances. That's kind of what, as you get a little later in life, and that's where I worry now, where I'm like, I don't want to mess up my hormones. I don't want to go so hard that cortisol is spiked and my testosterone drops and all of that fun stuff. But beating yourself into the ground can do that. And I had a gentleman I worked with that he's a proud running streaker of 5Ks for the past 5 years, and he would just try to beat himself into the ground. And I was like, dude, we go get a hormone test. His testosterone was in the tanks. He had testosterone like a 90-year-old, and he was in his young, young 40s, maybe late 30s. So it should not have been as low as he did. And it was, and he did not want to go, he didn't want to get the hormone doctor treating it. So we scaled him back, got him eating some of the right stuff, and he got his hormones in check. But it was like, hey, yeah, I know, running 365 days a year got you, down from 400 pounds. But now you're trying to get to the next level. We got to reel it in and find a little balance. So, hormonal imbalances, if you ever get the opportunity, get that stuff tested. I like get a hormone check, make sure everything's in order, because there's certain supplements you could take that can just help balance things out. So, 10 out of 10 recommend doing that if you have the opportunity. There's passive recovery and active recovery. Passive recovery methods tend to reduce about 40% of muscle soreness or by 50%. Sorry, I told you my brain's fried, Sue. Make sure you're still paying attention because you look like you're ready to sleep. I think you just wanted to chat Run Disney tonight. They help the body heal and prepare for future workouts. I'm doing all the talking. Who's got ideas on what a passive recovery method might be? Heather, you can't answer because this is your field.
What was the question?
I said you can't answer. Don't worry about the
Okay.
question. This is your field. It was
Are you talking about stretching?
stretching. Could be.
Or
Could be. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Full rest days, stretching, yoga, and low intensity movement. So yes, stretching was definitely a big win there. Yoga, things that aren't going to your spike your cortisol levels and all that fun stuff. My full rest days, probably like 8, 10 years ago, were a little different. I would go work out hard for 6 days of the week and, you know, let's say late 20s. And then I'd go party on Saturday night and I told myself it's my recovery day to sit around on the couch and be hungover all day. It's like not a good idea. So you ever been there? Marco didn't get you to that point?
I had one drink. I was very good.
I refuse to believe that.
I did. You can ask my husband. One drink. He actually drank more than me. I knew I had to. So Florida is brutal. Oh my God! It was the surface of the sun at 8 o'clock in the morning.
It's disgusting right now. It's actually not bad now because it's super cloudy out. I'm here for it. But I'd loaf around on the couch all day Sunday. I highly recommend low intensity movement, getting your body moving a little bit. I know yoga is not everybody's cup of tea, but stretching and just, walking the dog, getting up and getting moving. I still track my steps on Sunday usually, unless I forget to put my watch on in the morning. Just cleaning the house, I still get like 6 to 8,000 steps in. Throw the
Can I
dog
ask-
walk in, and we're good. I heard
I have a
something.
quick question.
Do it.
So when we talk about like, like say we go for a run, like I go for a run in the morning before I go to work and then I sit at my desk all day. So like when should we be like, is there like a sweet time after like you run or your exercise that you should be doing your passive recovery in?
It's very hard to take in that question because it looks like you're wearing an Incredible Hulk apron right now.
I am wearing an Incredible Hulk apron.
Okay, I just had to make sure.
I bought it from the shop Disney a while ago, and it's the only apron I own. So
You just came off camera and I see this green Incredible Hulk looking thing.
yes, that's exactly what it is, actually. So
Oh, okay. All right, back on track. Is there a perfect time to do it? Is that what you're asking? Because I totally
no,
got off.
like an ideal time to do it. So like I understand there's never like a perfect time to do it. Like any time is probably a good time, but like is there an ideal time after you work out to like focus on doing that? Like within an hour or like going back, a couple hours later.
Which particular method? Because I would actually dial it in based around the method that you're using.
I
So
guess
obviously a
however
full
you
rest
want
day
to
is going to
answer
be
the
on your day
question.
off.
Right. But
Full rest
like
days on your day
talking
off.
about like so talking about like walking or stretching or something along those lines.
Walking, I would say that's beneficial any time of the day. Like
Okay.
I don't think you can find a bad time to go for a walk.
Right.
Like if you're an afternoon workout person, a walk to start your day just to get the blood flowing and you know, as you get a little older, you get a little creaky getting out of bed. So going for that walk in the morning kind of helps wake things up. Also, if you live in a sunny place like Florida and it's not super hot in the morning, so many benefits to getting vitamin D at like sunshine in the morning, just hormonal benefits just by starting your day with that. They call it sunbath, like not actual sunbathing, but sunbathing walks. So just getting out there and moving and like embracing the sun. We've talked about it before where it helps insulin levels to walk after dinner. So another good time to just get in a walk and get moving. Middle of the day, I get notifications around 12:30 to 1 that Sue's on her afternoon lunch break walk. So that's if you sit at a desk all day, that's anytime you can get up, get a walk break in. I think that's a win. And I went for years in the corporate life, and I'd be at a desk all day. But I'd always sneak out of that office. We had a Starbucks in the building. I'd always sneak out at like 2 o'clock and walk all the way to the other side of the building just to go to the Starbucks and get me a coffee. So walking any time of the day. Yoga, I would say yoga more towards the end of the night because it's gonna bring you down a little bit and kind of help you relax unless you're doing like hot or intense yoga, but it's gonna help regulate your cortisol and help bring that down. Stretching, if you've got time post workout and you want to build in an extra 10 minutes, 100% stretch after the workout. So I'm currently, I think I've told you all, I'm experimenting with a new program I designed. And instead of most of the programs are going to be phased out with 4 weeks of strength work, 4 weeks of muscle building work, 4 weeks of higher rep volume, and just undulating like that, undulated periodization, it's called. So just moving through like that. I'm trying a new tactic where I do a week like that, week in a certain rep range. Then the current week I'm on is what I call a failure week, where I am going to say mechanical failure. So I'm getting a little off track here, but I'm going to mechanical failure. So if I notice any breakdown in the form, that's when I've had enough. That's when I go. So I try to find it's a high rep range and it's designed to beat the crap out of me, and it is. I'm doing one set per exercise like that, where I'm finding that failure point. But immediately after, I'm stretching the muscle. So this morning, it was one set of chest press, one set of incline chest press, and one set of chest flies. And then I laid on the bench and did a 90-second hold with 10-pound dumbbells in my hand. Your muscle's already warm, so I'm just stretching it out. And that bottom of the rep range really helps it out. I'm finding my flexibility is greatly enhanced. The back one sucks. I did low rows, pull-ups, each to failure, one set, and then 90 seconds hanging on a bar. And that is absolutely awful. And 90 seconds, it's a different time frame. So there's a good times to do stretching before or after workout. After workout, if you could, or during if you're building it in like I am and messing with it, but I'm liking it. Is that why I increased your time to between reps to 90? So you can go heavier, yes. Active recovery is the other type. Can improve your performance by about 20%. Active recovery enhances muscle recovery and reduces fatigue levels. So you don't want to be tired. Tired's no bueno. Types of active recovery. Low intensity cardio is actually considered active recovery. We talked about zone 2 a couple weeks ago. I've experimented with going into zone 1 a lot recently. So if you're somebody who just started following me on Strava and you see that it's taking me forever on certain runs, I'm trying to keep my heart rate in zone 1 for the recovery. So engaging in low intensity cardio promotes circulation, aids muscle recovery after strenuous workout. The reason why you're bringing oxygen in your body, you're getting the blood flowing, helps it get back to the muscle and just helps that recovery process. But there's a big difference between going for the run that's going to kind of beat you up and spike the hormones versus lightweight. A bike, if you have access to a bike, that's a great one to do for low intensity cardio. Stairmaster's not, because that just spikes you up. Foam rolling, one of my favorites and my least favorites in the world. You don't like it, Sue? Why not?
It hurts and it's hard.
It hurts and it's hard.
I have a hard time. Like I just don't. I feel like I don't have the arm strength because I was having problems with my calves, and I went to the physical therapist, and they're like, "You should foam roll." And just trying to push myself to roll was a struggle. So that's why it's not even so much about the pain. It's just I have a hard time rolling myself, basically.
Do you own a foam roller?
I do.
I would say avoid rolling then. Find your sweet spot. So and by sweet spot, the spot where it sucks the most to put that foam roller and just let it dig up in there because it'll break that up. It'll break that nastiness up. I had a little back issue last week and I went and got a massage and the woman danced around the spot where I told her to hit. She literally it's like she drew a circle and avoided it. And I felt no relief from what she did. And I was just like, that was just a letdown and a waste of my time because I really wanted it. I came home and I had Kim position a ball right under that spot on my back. What is it? Mine's called the Supernova, but a tennis ball works just fine. But she plopped it right in the right spot and I just laid on it and I was relief within like 10 minutes. I'm like, I could have saved myself an hour there. But it's definitely beneficial. It can be tricky to use. Helps release the muscle tension, improves flexibility, enhances overall performance and recovery time. If you got a Theragun too or anything like that, it's very similar idea and modality. So that's one where I was like, if you could get a tool, if you wanted to invest in a tool, that'd probably be the one I recommend because it's just once you start using it I enjoy it. I'm kind of sick. I like that pain. I'm like, this feels so good. Regular stretching increases blood flow and flexibility, contributing to muscle recovery and reducing soreness after workouts. That's the big thing I'm noticing. I'm more flexible and I feel ready for the next workout just by stretching. And I've started incorporating the runs again for the first time since springtime. That was last week, and I've been consistent, but Mr. Twigs gave me 16 miles this weekend, so I'm not sure I'm just gonna go. I might get sick or something that day and avoid that. But you know, I'm trying to stretch after the runs, and I'm sticking to my lifting plan. So I am doing currently 6 days on lifts just because that's the current phase I'm in. And I'm going to dial it back as dopey training comes in, but I wanted to get that consistency. And I'm running the days he's got scheduled. So it's a lot of volume, a lot of workload. I had to up my calories. The stretching, I feel actually better at that increased volume, which is not what's supposed to happen. Stretching is becoming my best friend. And I told you all I was going to do that come January. So here we are in June, and I made it happen. The science, there is actual science supporting the effectiveness of active recovery. Low intensity exercises increases blood flow to the muscles, helps remove metabolic waste products like lactic acid, and delivers nutrients to tissues that need repair. The process also helps maintain muscle flexibility and mobility, which prevents stiffness and accelerates the recovery process. If I could go back and tell 25-year-old me to focus more on that and less on the weights, I would go back 100%. I would flip over what I thought was important back then, where it was we put exercise was like at the top. I got to beat myself on the ground to make change. Then nutrition and mobility. I would probably move nutrition to the top, mobility right after, and then the workout towards the end where like I don't ever want to be 70 and not able to get out of bed. I want to be 71 like Bob and running marathons. He's got another one coming. How to incorporate, if you're not doing it already, listen to your body. If you feel fatigue sore or have muscle stiffness, swap a workout in for an active recovery session. Plan recovery days. So incorporate 1 to 2 active recovery days per week, depending on your training intensity. On these days, low intensity exercise like walking, swimming, or cycling. Be consistent. Don't neglect recovery days. Don't push through the intense workout without recovering, or eventually you're going to hit a plateau or risk injury. See, you can get a foam roller right under that calf, and that's the most miserable thing to do. Sauna too. Go in the sauna if you can. If you have access to a sauna, use that because the book I'm reading right now, the author is, they were taught I think it's 40% lowers your risk of health, chronic health diseases. As long as you're not a smoker, it's not going to reduce your cancer risk if you're a smoker. But I doubt I've got any smokers on here. Tools and techniques. I kind of went over that. If foam rollers give you an issue, they're great for breaking down muscle knots and improving flexibility. Compression therapy. I know a couple of you got to use that. Who uses Normatex or anything like that? Nobody. Maybe in the chat. Nope, it's just Dale jumping in and out 5 times in the chat. I'm not surprised you use it. I bet that's a toy your husband showed up with one day and now you're using it. She's doing kid stuff. She can't chit chat. You gifted it to him? Learn something. I could have used those. No, she's good with stuff like that. Compression is phenomenal. Even the socks after a race, you see people wear them. They're super helpful, super beneficial. So if the Normatex are fantastic, just be prepared to sit for 30 minutes to an hour. I like to go the full fare if I'm putting my legs in that thing. Do what Season's doing, going in the pool. You still haven't fixed that iPad Zoom though. It's still doing it, Angela. You see it? It's moving all over her face. Oh God, it's going back now.
It's gonna make such a great like documentary someday. When
Documentary.
they're interviewing Season, it's just gonna like zoom in on her face and they can cut scene it to some throwback.
Oh my God. Ice and heat therapy. I feel like a lot of you ice packs post race. I hate being the only one talking. Makes me feel weird.
I will
What
use
really
I
is
will use ice
working?
packs because I suffer with plantar fasciitis, so I use ice packs a lot.
It helps a lot. You can't do the ice path. Oh man. So the gym we go to sent out this nice email that they're raising your membership price, but hey, check out all of these perks you get now. And I'm like, I'm never going to use that. They actually said we have 12 new Pilates reformers that you can use if you pay an extra fee on top of the increased membership price. And I'm like, well, that's just sticking the knife in and twisting it. Like I don't pay for these yoga classes when I'm already doing, already got the membership. But it was one of the perks was one ice bath a month. And I'm like, I will absolutely take advantage of that. I've never done it outside of like the do it yourself at home, throw my ice from 7-Eleven ice bags in there. I'm gonna go into a real one. I hope they let me record it. I hope they let Kim record it because I don't want to bring my phone in there. But I'll try to record that. But it's supposed to be so good for inflammation, promoting relaxation and blood flow. Do the heat a lot too. Do the heat as much as I can. Sauna is really big one there. The plan is once I do try that ice bath, I'm gonna go for like 20 minutes in the sauna, 20 to 30 minutes, and then see if they'll probably make me shower because I'll be sweating. But I'd like to go directly from one to the other. I want to go the hot cold contrast. Soak with fluffy fizzies. They're back. You have the cold plunge tub at your house?
Yeah, we bought one of those like Amazon one, sorry. And it's like a just like inflatable one, and Steven has access to an ice machine, so we bring a bunch of cooler of ice home. And I did it a lot last year. I haven't started this year yet, but yeah, it helped a lot on my knee because I had bad knee. Sorry, my son just jumped off the diving board. I got really sidetracked.
How'd he
Sorry.
do?
He did it. He actually did it.
Awesome.
It's his first time. But anyways, but yeah, it really helped. And also in the middle of the summer, it felt nice to cool down immediately after the runs and stuff. So
I'm looking
yeah.
forward to it. I can't wait to try. I used to do the cryotherapy booth, which is just you can see that in that picture down there. I used to do 3 minutes in there. I've told some of y'all before, it's 2 minutes is fine. The final minute is 4 hours long. You're just in there and life sucks and you don't know why you did it. But I always slept so deep, felt fantastic, and just my friend ended up selling the business, so I stopped getting it for free and I just couldn't justify adding it to the routine. But if I had access to that, I would do that regularly. The other
I-
one, oh, Heather changed scenes. Now she looks like she's like going hunting or something.
I'm outside.
You look like you're going bow hunting.
Not yet. I have a friend who actually uses an old chest freezer and just leaves it at like 30 some degrees. So it's always cold. And he fills it with water and he does it like every day.
And you're you're in the cold zone too. So
It's-
like that's got to be brutal heading back inside if you do it during the winter.
Yeah. Like I
Has-
could go outside for 2 seconds and call it good.
Ugh. Growing up, my parents had a hot tub up in Connecticut, and getting out in the winter was like a nightmare. Like you never wanted to get out because it was that 5 foot walk to the house was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Graston, this has become a nightly one for me. The Graston technique is a form of instrument assisted soft tissue mobilization used to treat soft tissue injuries and restrictions. So I have been using this religiously. If you see me in person anytime soon, Kim does not hit me because it bruises. It definitely leaves black and blues. I had somebody ask me the other day, like, "Are you okay? Your entire leg is black and blue. Like, what's going on? You're crazy bruising." I've been doing that thing in the fourth image religiously for the past 2 weeks. My IT band just cranking it like that. You don't go as soft as that guy does. He needs a better grip on that thing. Terrible photo. And then I do it on the inside of the quad as well. And it's my legs have been feeling so good. And it's fantastic because it's one I can just, if we're unwinding at night and sitting on the couch doing nothing, it doesn't take much to just pull that little stick out of the coffee table and throw some lotion on my leg and do it. It's feels so good. Cupping takes a little more work. Anybody ever had it done? Yeah. Do you like it? Heather says yes. Sue's like, eh.
I find it super painful.
You find it painful?
Yeah, but I like my skin gets really sensitive to like just irritants. So it's
Yeah.
also why I'm not a huge massage fan. Like it's just super painful.
You
That
gotta
was
watch out for that. You don't want that.
5-day recovery from an ankle sprain was cupping and Grashton.
That's how you recovered it?
That was part of it. Yeah, we did cupping and a lot of Grashton.
Oh. So you recovered. I told you that today. She recovered ridiculously fast from that ankle sprain where I was like, you taking stuff? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's those two things.
Yeah, and keeping it moving. And then I think like I normally don't do like an hot and cold on an acute, but my chiro was like, try it. There's some new research coming out and just try it. And so we did ice in the morning, heat midday, heat before a workout, and then ice after. And then, like I said, we were doing the cupping, the Grashton, and taping. And I did it on a Saturday and I was back running by Wednesday. And I thought for sure I was going to be out for like a couple weeks.
You like the taping too?
What?
You like the taping too?
Yeah. Yep.
I could have added that in here. Could have added that in here, but with the photos, I ran out of space. There's a reason that KT tape has a line around the corner at race weekends and those recovery booths. I'm shocked no one is at like you can get a portable cryotherapy thing now. Like they sell an inflatable one that it's the same thing, but an inflatable unit. I'm shocked nobody's gotten one of those into the Disney Expo because it's only a 3-minute thing. Like sign a waiver, throw me in there. My first dopey, I was a panicked mess because I was not prepared. And I went to that girl that I know, I went to her clinic after almost every race. And she put me in the compression pants. So it was before I had them, put me in the compressions, the cryo, and then after the half, she loaded me up with an IV. But I felt good. I like cupping a lot. My favorite chiropractor, who my insurance no longer takes, or she no longer takes my insurance, is she's a big cupper. She's a big cupper. What else I got in here? Myths. Myths. You should not work out every day. That's it. More is not always better. Overtraining without sufficient recovery is harmful. So rest is when growth happens. Again, younger me, I'm looking back at him when I used to listen to that, these YouTube videos in the morning on my way to the gym. And it was like that Eric Thomas guy, I'd never forget it. Like he's team no sleep, don't sleep, don't sleep. You don't get anything done if you don't sleep. I was like, I gotta be at the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd go to bed at 11 o'clock at night and get up at 4:30 to get there. And sleep is where the magic happens. So sleep and rest. Your body's got to grow for it. So get it in, get the sleep. Recovery is not only for athletes, so it's essential for everyone, not just athletes. If you exercise regularly, you need time to repair. Active recovery means no rest. Active recovery doesn't mean pushing yourself hard. It's about gentle, low intensity activity that helps your body recover faster. I am so floopy after this 4:30 a.m. wake up call. That's all I got on recovery today. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Oh, dog. That was a good time to make the screen bigger. The marks lasted for weeks. My skin is too sensitive. The marks do last. I like them.
I have a question.
You have a question?
What is the difference between active recovery and active rest?
Active rest?
I say it's the same thing.
It's pretty much the same thing, but active rest is just a funnier term.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's basically the same thing. That's just a yeah, it's a weird way to say it because active and rest kind of go against each other. But yeah, I just go active recovery. Where was I going to go with that? I think there's also one other thing I didn't add in there. So anybody just get to the point where they feel like they're pushing super hard in training, but you don't want to lose steam, you don't want to lose momentum. Anybody ever get there? No, just me.
Oh, sure, that happens. Sure, that's not unusual.
So do you ever do what's a deload week?
Honestly, no.
Honestly, no. I'll take an honestly no. I like that. Honesty's better. So deload week on strength trend, like running, it would be just making your runs easier, making them shorter, still moving, but really scaling things back. If you feel burnt out and you got nagging injuries, deload week will probably be your best friend. But I think I was telling Heather today, I'm doing some revamping to the on-demand library because I want it to be like super in depth and I want you to be able to find anything you could ever possibly look for to add in there. So one of the things I'm doing is I'm going to add a deload week in there where if you ever just feel like you're hitting that point and you're like, I want to move. I don't want to take a rest day. I'm just a rest week even. It'd be scaled back, you know, anytime you see nagging joint pain, your sleep quality going down, strength gains stalling on the majority of your lifts, like decline in drive, you're getting crazy food cravings because that's a big one. Mood swings, like that can all be overtraining. What else? What else? Being too sore. So if you're sore for like 6 days at a time, that's probably a bad thing. Just random like fatigue throughout the day. Uh, or even if you just need a mental break, because sometimes you need a mental break. Deload week is fantastic with that. So I'm going to program in an on-demand deload week where you can just kind of follow that plan. It'd be probably 2 days of lifting and then 2 days of either just walking or hiking or swimming, anything like that. But I'm revamping that whole library. I'm going to, every workout I've ever made, I'm going to make a 30-minute version of as well. So once I figure out how I want to organize that, I had somebody say to me the other day, and it got my brain thinking. I skipped my workout because usually it takes me about 45 minutes to an hour, and I only had 30 minutes today. So I just took the day off, and I'm like, you could have just done half the workout if you had the 30 minutes. Like, he goes, well, I didn't want to skip anything important. So I'm like, I'll do the leg work on that. So I'm going to it might be revamping the entire thing. So all those fun things I'm going to work on and hopefully can get off the ground in 2 weeks before the challenge kicks off. Now that we got 15 minutes. What's everybody's, what are you excited for on this challenge?
Well, my plan is to go ahead and gain as much weight as I can before the challenge starts. And I'm doing pretty well.
All
But
right,
I do have a serious question. I thought about it earlier.
do it.
I had trouble this morning. I mean, I live in this heat and humidity, but I had trouble this morning. Is there things we can do in our diet day to day, maybe pre-run, post-run, that will help us with this heat and humidity?
To hell with the heat. I mean, to hell with the heat, probably gonna be more towards no, but there's things obviously you can do to be prepared for that. Hydration, salt, potassium, a little bit of magnesium, electrolytes being balanced. Probably every runner's heard that, but who did I talk to today? Talked to a woman, Bethany. She lives out in the Michigan area. She lives out in Michigan and it's going to be 90 where she is this weekend. And her son has a 9-hour baseball tournament that he's playing in. And she was like super nervous for him. And I'm like, so what's your plan? She goes, we've actually started electrolytes and Gatorade already because it's on Saturday. If you're hydrating and doing the salt and stuff morning of, you're already behind. You're already behind. So staying hydrated, potassium rich foods, I would say, would definitely help with that. And probably avoid the steak before, being outside. Any kind of food where it's going to increase the thermic effect. So steak where it's harder to digest, your body has to work harder, is gonna. You ever get the meat sweats, Bob?
Well, I don't know about that. I know I made the mistake one time. You ever heard of Burns Steakhouse over here in Tampa?
No,
They're really well known. They're one of the best steakhouses. I mean, they're reviewed as one of the best steakhouses in Florida. Hey, I went to Burns on July 4th and then to the St. Pete Pier run, July 3rd, and then to the St. Pete Pier run on July 4th, and it was a disaster.
it was a disaster.
Yes, no more details than that, but it was horrible.
Uh-oh.
Worst ever. So I learned a lesson.
I've shared this on one call. I don't know if you were there, but we did Woody's what is it? Woody's Roundup Rodeo before on a race weekend.
Yeah.
That was my worst race weekend decision ever. Beyond salty to a point where my body was just dried out and meat sweats the whole next morning. It wasn't pleasant. It wasn't pleasant. So
Having said that, and I agree with you. Having said that, though, that's a pretty good place to go on other days.
yeah, you look like you had a nice little weekend last weekend. Week.
We were there all week. Yeah.
All
So
week.
yeah, I wasn't in the gym. I did run a little bit, but it was nice. It was hot, but it was nice.
I should have came and found you. I would have done a run with you. Now that I'm getting back on track. Getting back on track. I told Chris he's got a tall task. I shared my magic. I revamped my magic mile, and I'm like, not where I want to be, but you got to start somewhere.
That's right. And that's just a tool. It's just a tool. So you're good.
2 months off was not the right call. I'm also getting that Halloween bug every day. Sue's trying to convince me.
What, to go out to California?
Uh-huh.
I was there last year. It's a wonderful event, but last year it was reaching 106 and 107 degrees during the day.
Yeah, that's where I'm not excited for.
Now that's crazy. That was crazy record-breaking heat. That's not normal,
That's
but it was
I
there.
don't want to think about it. It sounds brutal. Sounds absolutely brutal. Oh my God. Hey Beth, you told me you were doing okay at the beginning of this call. Remember that first major milestone that we talked about? You just did it today. Congrats. That's your first of many. First of many. Awesome. What else we got? I got 10 minutes. Y'all been quiet tonight. If you're quiet when all the new people come to the transformation call in 2 weeks, I'm gonna have problems. Amy's out in the sun. I'll call on Amy. What are you up to, Amy?
Currently in, where are we? Bryce Canyon National Park in Utah.
You're
Actually had cell phone service, so I thought I'd hop on tonight.
Beautiful place.
Yes.
How's the
gorgeous.
body weight stuff working out for you while you're out there?
It was really hot in Arches and the other parks we visited, so I haven't been doing it, but hiking every day. So,
And you're gone until
next Thursday, like late Thursday night.
oh, oh yeah, Friday I got you back on track. We'll see if that happens after vacay.
Yep.
That's okay. You look refreshed. You look like you're just living your best life.
I am. Summer and camping is my happy place.
Oh, that's what trees look like. I love that you made time to jump on here with us while you're camping. Yeah,
Yep, it just happened to work out. So
I love it. I love it. Who else can I pick on tonight? Denise was another one. Denise had big wins this week. I got to shout you out, Denise, because we talked yesterday. She had big wins from upping her protein as well. You saw a substantial drop sticking to those protein goals. On point. Proud of you. Who else can I pick on? I'm just gonna have to kill 10 minutes since nobody's talking to me.
I was supposed to run tonight, but it was canceled because of thunderstorms.
You told me that. You had your Thirsty Thursday run.
Yeah, they canceled. Well, they postponed it to next week, and I can't go next week. But
Oh.
yeah. And then the following, it's every month, and then the one in July, I accidentally scheduled a Disney vacation over that, so can't go to that one either. But we'll be in Florida.
Wait, you accidentally
No, I didn't.
Disney-
Where are you at that you have thunderstorms?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. I'm in North Dakota and things are gonna get nasty tonight and tomorrow here.
Yeah, and actually, my daughter just looked at the forecast, and it's going to be unbearably hot up here. It's actually going to be cooler in Florida next week than it is
Find that hard to believe.
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, same here. We're gonna be 90s and humid and nasty, but then we drop back down into the 70s like by midweek. Gotta love North Dakota.
I was
Yeah.
just going to ask where you're at.
I'm in Pennsylvania too, and it's going to be in the mid 90s where I am.
Where are you at, Beth?
I'm in a small town called Mount Jewett. It's about 3 hours northeast of Pittsburgh, up near the New York line.
When I ran on Saturday, it was like 45 degrees and drizzly, which is like perfect running weather for me. And then we're going to like it was like 80 or it was like 96 today. This is why I don't run outside when it's hot, because you don't get a chance to like get used to it.
I drove to the gym yesterday morning. God, they all blend when you get up that early. And I was like, you know what? I could just park my car here and run outside. And it's scary at 5 o'clock in the morning. Y'all are crazy that run by yourselves at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, there's some lunatic people out there. And I live in a semi-decent neighborhood. Like, there's not many bad people.
I'm in a small town and I'll probably be like the only one that's out at like 6:30. And my boyfriend knows my route and when I should be home, and he knows how to check on me if I'm not. So, but I'm pretty sheltered and I don't worry too much. I mean, somebody weird comes like walking that you're not used to or you don't know, then you're like, oh, okay, let's keep an eye on this one. But for the most part, I'm lucky. I'm pretty safe.
I'm a jumpy Like, you come up on me at 5 o'clock in the morning, I got the headphones on, I'm not expecting you. I might just, I'm sorry if I turn around and swing or something. I'm a little crazy at that hour. But like, I would not let my wife go out at 5 o'clock in the morning by herself, running in that madness. Nope. It's funny when I talk to different people from different areas, hearing what kind of creatures they run into. I'm also more nervous about that. We got wild pigs out here now, tearing up my whole neighborhood, trying to avoid the wild pigs. And I'm so nervous I'm going to run into it like an alligator in the morning because I don't pay attention. Is that when I had somebody trip over a rattlesnake, all sorts of things.
We had a fox in our front yard last night.
Yeah, but they're cute.
No,
I've just
always.
discovered an entire family of foxes, and I may or may not be putting out cat food for them.
You're trying to attract the foxes.
They're so cute. We set out a separate Blink camera just for the foxes. It's called Fox Watch.
I've told you about the bird situation here. No, I married a crazy bird lady. I never realized it up until like a year ago. I have 5 bird feeders outside. They get filled every day. We're now attracting this beautiful blackbird with this beautiful red feather on it. And we get a cardinal, we get a bunch of doves, and it's fantastic. And she just sits and watches the birds. And then she saw a hawk up on the tree or up on the house across the way. And she goes, great. Now we have a hawk. And I'm like, well, you opened this door. This she goes, we can't let Coda outside anymore. The hawk's gonna pick him up and fly him away and take him. And I'm like, this poor baby, this is his yard. You had to get this hawk up in here, and now, my poor dog can't even use his own yard. Poor baby. So
Have you guys had it running with skunks? Because I have.
Oh yeah.
have you been got?
No, fortunately not. They've actually been more scared of me than me of them a lot of times. But it's just like early in the morning when I'm running. And there's also a lot of cats in my street, and so there's been a few times that it's caught me off guard, and I thought it was a cat, but it was really a skunk. And we both did the like look each other in the eye situation and like teeter away. But luckily, nothing happened.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's a good thing. I got 4 minutes. I almost forgot. Next week, hopefully everybody's available. Call's gonna be Wednesday next week because I have the little nephews in town, and that's one of the only nights I get to see them. So Wednesday, because they want Uncle Tom to go to Epcot with them, and I gotta get some family time in while they're in town. I'm gonna put that on my calendar. Move here. But I'll send a reminder.
I have a app running question.
Oh, what?
An app running question. So I'm looking at what you're setting me for the running. The plan that it looks like the Galloway plan that we have for, or the one that Mark Hargreaves does that's fantastic. He's got running this Saturday 6.5 miles. But you have 2.5.
Did I
So I was
botch it
just
up?
wondering. I don't know. That's why I'm bringing it to your attention because I wasn't sure.
Let me double check my calendar.
I mean, 2.5 is way easier than 6.5, but you know.
2.5. No, well, I mean, just because it's you, I think it's going to be 6.5. I think I swapped a 2.5 and a 6.5 because I had 6.5 on the following week.
That was a little offensive. What does that mean? Just because
Huh?
it's me? You know what? Now I want a hat and a shirt. Forget that.
Once I get the hat, I got to get the shirt. It's going to drive her crazy because I'm going to wear them to the gym. I'm going to wear it to the gym and be like, there I am, billboard. Billboard, just come find me. I tend to go into, if you find me in a gym and you didn't know me, I would probably look a little crazy at first because I have crazy lifting face on. But then if you ask, a guy said that to me the other day. He goes, I've been wanting to ask you a question for the longest time, but you always look so in the zone. I'm like, "Dude, I'm listening to Whitney Houston, dude. Like, I just look in the zone and oh God, Denise, thanks for that. Um, losing my train of thought. I ended up talking to the guy for 45 minutes because I told him he was way off base with what he was trying to do. He was trying to gain muscle and he was on like 1,000 calories a week. And I was like, no, or 1,000 calories a day. I was like, no, that's not gonna work for you. And he was doing all sorts of things. But I ended up talking to him for like 45 minutes and I was like, oh my God, I gotta go. Now he's messaging me every day on Instagram. I opened up that doorway. I paid for that myself.
What do people say when you're in the sauna taking videos of yourself for Instagram?
No, I wait until nobody's there. You know how hard that is to find nobody there? The gym has a no camera rule too. I'm a
I mean, I appreciate it because I like seeing people's results. So like I like looking at like people's workout videos and stuff like that. But I also appreciate your weighing before and weighing after videos as well. Like I like those too.
my weighing before and weighing after.
Yeah, like when you were going on the cruise, like weigh yourself before, weigh yourself
I need to do a full
after.
breakdown of that. I am going to document my full breakdown. I took my day one progress pictures where I'm like full breakdown of, tracking meticulously. And then my nephews are going to come to town, so I'll be completely off track. My lovely sister. Oh, yeah. I remember you made a comment you want to go to Rainforest Cafe. That was a joke. I'm going to Rainforest Cafe now on Tuesday night. So there's all sorts of stuff on Instagram, Denise. Spicy some crazy stuff on my Instagram though. Sue, you brought it up. The amount of thirsty dudes I get on there. She's always like, why are you posting this? I'm like, because I'll record my progress. More, I can keep an eye on it. I feel good. I'm on track. Feeling myself at 5 o'clock in the morning gets me in the zone. Being in there, getting all pumped up. I said, and she's like, "Who are these hoes you're doing this for?" And I'm like, It's not hoes. It's literally, I got this one creepy dude that messaged me this morning. He goes, "I've been missing these. This is what I'm here for." It's Joey.
I thought a comment on the cake eating reel that I reposted. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, which was the cake eating one?
The one where I reshared a video I saw of the girl saying, as I'm working out, as I'm watching fitness videos, and she's literally got a whole cake on her table eating it.
Was it you that posted the other hysterical video? Oh,
I don't know. I tend to post
it was
a
a
lot
bunch of women. It was a bunch of women that were super fit and smiling, and they were like, "It's not that hard to lose weight. You just got to make sure you get 30,000 steps a day. Do this. Do." It was you
Yes,
that did that.
I totally reshared that. Yep, that was me.
My diet is super simple. All I do is start my day with this smoothie. I throw one steak in and chia seeds.
Yeah.
I was freaking cracking up, and I'm like,
Yeah. Have your cottage cheese with more cottage cheese. And after that, we're going to make more cottage cheese.
that was probably one of my favorite reels I've seen recently. It was like, oh, I wish I was good enough to make stuff like that because they give me life. Coach Thirst Trap to get the views. Yeah. Joey said I missed these sauna sessions with the little sweat face. And then he said, "Happy birthday, big guy," was the last thing he said before that. I have options if things don't work out here, apparently. I'm going to hell. I need to go pray. So don't forget, Wednesday next week, if you can make it. Thursday, I'll be wandering Epcot with children, and you can pray for me. Pray for me.
And everybody has to reshare if they got into Princess or not on Tuesday. I want to know.
Denise posted that, and I keep completely forgetting. So someone remind me on Monday.
Let me toss out there, and I know I've got several Rise and Run friends here, but we get together during registration time in a group chat, and we help each other get registered, and we can do that, and it works very effectively. So if you're familiar with it, great, please join us. I'll also open up a Zoom so we can talk back and forth. But if you're not, Rise and Run podcast Facebook page, go ahead and join, and then join that chat group Tuesday morning, and I think you'll find it very helpful.
I did it for marathon, and that's what got me in. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend doing that. And after I got in, after somebody gave me their link, I still had, I want to say, 4 or 5 devices that I was able to give to other people. And it was just fun being on the chat. So thank you guys for doing that.
No, it actually has become kind of fun. I look forward to it.
I stayed on for like an hour, and then I was like, oh God, I have things. I have to get to the real world. Just hang out, try to help people get in. It's much more fun running with people you know. It is. All right, y'all. I'm going to have some dinner, make good decisions, and see you on Wednesday.
Hi.
Bye.